ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages around the world. Welcome to Season 1, Round 6 at St. Cru. And I'm just going to start on my social medias and we'll be with you shortly. Push. Alrighty. Richie Johnson, how the devil are you doing, good sir? Are we off work tonight? Are we at work? What we saying? D-Max Don in the house. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Thanks for popping in chat. Dirk in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I'm going to hope to use the replay feature a little bit more today. It's something that I get to forget about it. And Tyson joining us yet again, and obviously if you're familiar with the eDTM, you're probably familiar with Tyson TNTA as he makes his way through the right-hander and onto that bridge, and it looks like he's chasing Deej there. Can I just go up one? No, go down one. It's not Deej. It's Peter from Poland. Hansa, what an absolute legend. Good evening, stopping by to say hello. Well, I'm very thankful you did. Always put a smile on my face when I see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. And yeah, look forward to doing another comms for you TLM boys, because it was some incredible driving from you all. Less Arkies yellow. Hope you are doing well too. I don't know whether you've been watching the F1 today. I think the F1 tomorrow is going to be a fun one, isn't it? A lot of people talking about that. Even points. And Ian, hello again. It's just very difficult. All good here. Glad to hear it, mate. It's what I want to be hearing. It's all good in the hood. Can't complain. Sitting arrangements out. I'm gonna trip myself. Do a little drink for tonight's race, as I do enjoy. eDTM, hosted by the legendary Prince of Darkness. Diakobub. AMG is such a formidable weapon. GT3 class. iRacing, never given it a go. Isn't that the one where you have to pay for everything? I would like to give that a go. And well, ACC. I suppose that's for another chat. But yeah, they're definitely good enough to go to iRacing. I understand why they want the competition. We've got Ian joining us in the Aston Martin, taking a tea break on the side of the road. We've got Tyson back in the 67 Mercedes GT3, and Moomin, the absolute legend, in the Lamborghini Huracan. It's either Lambo or go home for Moomin as he makes his way past the 100-metre bar, through the St. Cruz sign and up to that start-finish straight. And of course we've got Peter from Poland, the absolute legend, joining us on the number 78911. Hornet joining us in the M6. Great to see Hornet here on track today, racing for round 6 of the eDTM. And the legendary Torsten. We have a Torsten in chat. And Buzz. I need to get your names back up. Show the Aston again. Time of change it takes the he's not on track. Get back on track, Ian. You wanted. Hey, howdy doodle, Craig. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Tomorrow next week there'll be a festive season in ISRL with GR3. Ooh. I'll have to have a pop in the Discord. It does get a bit overwhelming with all the Discords, but I'll need to pop in. Part of the GT5R crew as well, just realised, is Mr. Hornet. Deg, just check your Discord. Just want to know which page it is. Just can you tag me which page it is where it has everyone's name, please? Well, tonight's going to be a good one for round 6 at St. Cruz. We've got Deej joining us in his custom-made 911. Awesome to see him on track today. Beautiful sound. Oh, nice one. We'll have to talk about that on Discord then, Hansa, and see what we can come up with. That'll be good. Simon! Great to see you in chat, buddy. Ian is back on track, so this is for you, Hansa. He's back on track, taking another coffee break. His 76th coffee break of today's free practice session. No, don't bugger off yet, Hansa. Just put the Aston Martin up. At least 10 more seconds of your time. What was it you wanted to see about this, anyway? Hey, Nick. Great to see you in chat, fella. Hansa. Indeed, indeed. You still there, Hansa, or did you leave? Ah, you left, yeah. What did you want to see it for? What was it you wanted to see it for? Golden Botto, welcome, welcome, welcome. What an absolute legend. Welcome to the house. We've got Apple here as well. Fueling up, Porsche boys getting their paychecks. Beautiful work there from Deej. Oh. Ciao, ciao, Hansa. Ciao, ciao, mate. Have a good one, have a good one. Alrighty, DG just putting his tyres on the side there. Ian in the 26 Aston Martin Group 3. Always in the Aston Martin as well, I've noticed. So I think we've got a few more moments to go before we get this race started. Currently in the free practice session. It's been going for 3/4 of an hour now. We've got Ian with the fastest lap of a 2:08. 5:57, 2:85. Moomin 1/10, not even a 10th away from Ian there in P1. Tyson, who I'd suspect maybe running away as he usually does in the eDTM, currently 4/10 off the pace of Ian. Got Dynamite following behind it, Diakobub, 111 Deej, ECM, Lucky and Maxi. And Moomin in the pits. Lamborghini boys claiming their paychecks. Sponsored by Puma. So we'll see whether... here he is. He's in. Dynamite is here. And if I remember rightly, Just trying to figure out the Austrian Devil. Is that right? The Austrian Devil. Shame can't get a side view. But nevertheless, absolute pleasure to have Dynamite joining us today as he makes his way up to the start-finish straight in his M6. It's somewhat of a demanding track, this one. You haven't put much practice in. I think it might claim victim to a few. Practice is most certainly needed for this beast of a track. If we jump on board with Hornet, BMW as it makes its way across the bridge. Beautiful waters as well, it must be said. See here, you just can't really see the road, so obviously you need to start memorising it and get a beautiful glance at the water there. And of course you also have no runoff, so it's quite strict. With regards to capitalising on your exits. Too early and you haven't really got that runoff, you're going to have to come back off the gas and then obviously reapply that throttle, which will of course cost you a little bit of time. Quite happy that Hornet's doing this, giving us a nice little lap guide. And obviously it opens up here, so obviously you've got a little bit more of a runoff. The track is quite wide as well, so a few car widths length of play here. The Austrian Devil passing, coming down to some of the roller coaster section here. You can't quite see the road, so you get down there into a little bit of a bottoming out section. Back down we go again, increasing that speed. And we're braking hard up to the final right-hand corner as we come up to the start finish. Alrighty, so we'll just be waiting for that countdown. Quite a few drivers back in the pits. TNT making the most of his time, back up in P1 slot, taking the fastest lap away from Ian. By not even a tenth of a second, but nevertheless still claiming pole here in free practice. And into the pits as we get ready to start Season 1, Round 6 here at St. Crew for the eDTM. And Tyson is most certainly ahead in the leadings here. And we get the countdown from the man himself, Diakobub. And away we go. Qualifying is now about to begin. 1 second left to go. Moomin with a handbrake turn there to celebrate the end of free practice session as we begin the one and only qualifying session now underway. 20 minutes of time to utilize here, and of course we do need to make sure that our tyres, brakes, but tyres are warmed up to optimum temperatures. TNT first out on the pits. Ian second out on the pits, and if he can keep within pouncing range of Tyson in the yellow AMG there, the number 67, Mercedes Group 3, driving from America. Ian can utilise some slipstream. Running a little bit wide there, capitalising, not quite capitalising on exit speed, maybe just within slipstream range of Tyson, but nevertheless we jump onto Lucky in fourth on the track. Moomin was first out. Oh no, where were we? Moomin back in the pits, okay. So Moomin was the first out on the track. Tyson was the second, coming up into the right hand section here, onto a heavy braking section as we're on board with Lucky, clipping the apex. Beautiful car control, not really struggling or squirming there. We've got Deej in pursuit. We'll see whether Darren can use the slipstream available from the fellow Porsche in front. And we can just see Torsten there in the fellow Porsche as well. Making sure he's using all of the track there, getting a good exit. It looks like it may just be out of slipstream range to Lucky. So that's the outlap completed for Tyson and Ian. In pursuit to the 911. We have the GT5 Riders crew joining us today. Mr. Hornet in the BMW M6 for the eDTM Season 1. We find ourselves at round 6 today as we see the Porsche and BMW cross the St. Cloud Bridge. And it's going to be an interesting one to see exactly who ends up where and what that does to the leaderboards and the standings now. Let's see if you can find the standings for you guys. So currently leading is Diakobub with 115 points, 102 points going to Ian, and 88 points going to Tyson. D-Max with 80. Happy days. Alrighty, so qualifying times are now coming in. We've just got 25% of the qualifying session now coming under wraps. We've got 75% of the session left to go as we see the number 6 BMW 6 Jägermeister liveried chasing down his other fellow Jägermeister, the fellow number 66, collectively spawning the devil there. And Diako with his wipers on, making sure his vision is crystal clear. Alrighty, so P1 is taken by Ian. Maybe he is indeed utilising Slipstream. Let's have a quick little look at the live timing. Ian with a 2:08.123, faster than the free practice session. And in second position is Lucky in the 911 with the 2:08.7, 0.6 of a second, 0.7 of a second, nearly 0.6 of a second separating P1 to P2. Tyson with the 2:08.8, just under 1/10 of a second separating P2 to P3 there. Diako in P4, Hornet in P5, Peter from Poland in P6, moving. And let's have a little look. Mrs. Michael. So that's Tyson looking like he's letting Ian back and deciding to perhaps use Ian for Slipstream. That's quite a clever tactic and fair. Fair indeed. TNT in third position, Diako in 4, followed by Hornet. To the pits, taking away any opportunity for Slipstream there from Tyson. Ian with some brand new softs with 30 minutes left to go, plus an outlet that's going to give him about 7 minutes left to attack. Moomin in P7. In P5, Dynamite setting a time, putting himself in P8. So Daniel in P8, the Austrian Devil Daniel, 0.36 of a second away from the GT5R crew in P7, and Michael in P9 in the 66 Jägermeister 911, and in P10 we have it Deej in his You Can't See Me 911, Maxi P11, Nips P12, Ian still in P1, Moomin taking a P2 away from Ari, putting him in third position. Tyson now off that podium spot. So Moomin making a mistake there as he entered the bridge, but nevertheless he may as well stay out, use this lap and make the most so he doesn't have to do another out lap. See whether he can set an even better lap time from P2, only 0.3 of a second off Ian. TNT with a new time, Deej with a new time. TNT now in third position, putting Lucky in P4, who has decided to go into the pits to make use of new softs as we come up to the closing 50% mark. We are closing into the halfway mark here at St. Crew for round 6 of the eDTM. We'll jump on board with P1. Diakobub with a new time at 2:09, nearly into the 2:08. Follow me with 2:08.571. Howdy doodle matey, welcome to chat. Hosted by Diakobub this race. Livery connoisseur. Currently in P6 is the number 6 BMW M6. See whether he can capitalise on his times there. Ian and Tyson decided to go into the pits. Moomin still out on track. And Diakobub looks like he is going to run up on a couple of drivers here. Still with his wipers on. Crystal clear viewing there. How's it going, Richie? Anyway, how's it all heading over there? How's it all turning out? Hornet in the pits, and Daniel the Austrian Devil couldn't help but kiss that wall. Diakobub into the 2:08, shaving 0.3 of a second off his previous time, which puts him now in 5th position. So Lucky has gone from P2 to P6 now, as qualifying has opened up. Ian not able to capitalise on his fastest lap of a 2:08.123. I'm sure the 2:07s are available here. Difficult track, but it just goes to show. Put the time in and it will repay you. Holman from Jack. From Jerry. Yeah, I bet that's an amazing fight, to be fair. I bet that's real good racing. Michael setting a new time of a 2:10 in the Porsche. Moomin still in P2. 6 minutes of qualifying left to go before we kick off round 6 at St. Cru. Pete from Poland, Dirk and Michael all in the pits. Lucky in P6 and Hornet in P7. Just over 5 minutes of racing left to go as we see Tyson exit the bridge onto the left-hand corner there, and coming up to somewhat of a... Got to be careful not to get the gas too early here. You want to maximise your momentum through this right-hand corner, and just clipping the wall there, trying to get the best time possible for qualifying. Already in P3, of course that will affect his run a little bit. He makes his way up to a flat-out right kink, and then we are heavy on the brakes as we come up to the meter board into the right-hander, and a small more left. We want to be capitalising on line through here. 4 minutes 44 seconds left to go. That start finish line. Drivers there allowing Tyson to ensure he can capitalise on his lap. Peter from Poland in TMK. Diakobub still in P5, worked his way up to P5 there, see whether he can get into the top 4 and on podium position. Michael and Pierre P8. And Andre. So Hornet is Andre. Andre in P8 for the GT5 riders. Included one of the Jorn, the GT5, one of the GT5 riders crew in the community car video, where last video I uploaded for the TMK Racing 444 channel. JD, welcome to chat. What an absolute pleasure it is to have you here. Ran out of gas in the pro quali. What a legend. Good luck, mate. Good luck, good luck, good luck. We've got just over 2 minutes of racing left to go here. And Andre in the GT3 M6. Built 7 years ago now. This car. Very nearly 8 years ago. Time is moving on. GT7 is going to bring us a whole new host of new cars and new experiences, plus the sport mode will still exist. And Peter from Poland deciding to get a roadside seating tickets for the events here, as we have got just under 2 minutes of racing left to go. I do like new camera angles though, get to see them all past that start finish line. Lucky and Diaco, and that looks like Torsten making his way turn 1 here at St. Crew. We have 74 seconds of qualifying left to go. 0.4 of a second separating P6 to P7. Diaco in P2. Not even a 1/10 of a second separating himself to Ian up in P1. It's Austin Martin versus BMW Power here as we see Dirk crossing the bridge here at St. Crew. Can he take that P1 spot with just over, well, what we've got 44 seconds of racing left to go. Just over 0.2 of a second separating Diaco to Moomin now, putting Moomin in the podium P3 position, knocking Tyson into TMK. And Peter from Poland now in P5 and Ari in P6, Daniel P7. And Andre in P8. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that brings the qualifying session to an end. We are just waiting for people to finish their laps. We have TNT. No, he's not going to go for it. lucky next to cross that start-finish line. Currently P6, can he capitalise as well as Dirk in P2? Still keep your eyes on P6, still P6 and still P2 for Dirk. Next to cross there, a little bit slithering on the exit there, making his way into the pits as we get ready for the final now of Season 1 Round 6 of the eDTM. I'm going to have a little drink as we get ready for the events unfolding here for Round 6, and I think it's going to be a good one. Ian taking that podium spot. We've got Dirk from P5 to a P2. Look at the time differences there between P1 and P2. Not even a tenth separating them, both in the 208.1s. And Moomin in a 208.4, Tyson with a 208.6, usually running away from the pack but finding himself in TMK today. We'll see what he can do on track. And Pete from Poland in P5, Ari in P6, still in the 208s, and we now reach the 209s with Daniel the Austrian Devil, and Andre in P8, Michael P9, Daniel in P10, Torsten in P11. Cannot find Reldnip's information. I'm not sure on his name, so we'll call him Nips. Nips in P12 in the R8 LMS. Yeah, Diako, let's go! Congratulations indeed on such an incredible qualifying session. We are now getting ready as we wait for the green here. And away we go for Season 1, Round 6 at St. Crew for the eDTM. Dirk in second position. We've got Moomin up on the inside line in second position. Tyson in P4. Ian taking the leading position on the first right-hand corner into turn 1 here at St. Crew's Round 6 is underway, and I do just need to back out and back in again, so all my keyboard settings are working. Oh, Diakobub running a little bit wide there, losing all the positions, back into P5 now. But as usual, he always does work his way back up into the pack. We've got Follow Me, Peter from Poland ahead of Dirk from Germany. As they make their way on to the bridge section, utilising Slipstream. We've got Ian in P1, Moomin in P2, Tyson taking the inside line now. Well and truly had that line. Moomin on the brakes a little bit earlier, see if he can get the cutback, but both cars, both the Lamborghini and Mercedes AMG, going sideways there on the exit of the bridge section of St. Crew here for Round 6 of the eDTM. Now Moomin in third position, and Andre now in TMK. In hot pursuit is Daniel the Austrian Devil in the identical BMW M6, and Dirk, I can't even see on the leaderboard. Follow Me, Peter from Poland now in P7, Michael in P8. Now they've swapped positions. We've got some battle in between the two Porsches as they now go side by side as they come into the left hand section here at St. Crew. The number 66 Jägermeister is now side by side with another number 6, Jägermeister, the BMW M6 of Dirk, as they now go through the left-hand section through penultimate corner here at St. Crew, as they now come up to the right-hand corner, the final corner here at St. Crew, and we have the Porsche ahead of the BMW Deej, now in pursuit of Diaco in the BMW M6. We've got Audi and Porsche in the rear running there with Torsten and the Audi R8 fighting up ahead, and it looks as though Tyson already managing to take that slot away from both Moomin and Ian there. Moomin taking a very nice line there to ensure no major sideways action happens. Ian just clipping the bridge there and still within slipstream range. Keep an eye on that, just losing slipstream range. We've got a fight on our hands here for P4, currently led by Andre in the BMW M6, but under fire from heavy artillery from Peter from Poland. Lucky Ari in P6 in the identical Porsche, going side by side. BMW still in the lead. We're going 3 wide, coming up to the right hand section here. .30 minutes of racing. We're coming up to 25 minutes of racing left to go. Look at this for racing. It's like we've got boost mode on as we jump on board with Deej with a lap time of a 2:22. Oh no, a 2:11. Side by side with another fellow Porsche. Dirk now leading the way. Absolutely incredible scenes here. Look at the racing that you have today to feast your eyes on for round 6 of the eDTM. Leading the way is Diaco, going side by side with Daniel the Austrian Devil, taking that position. And I think Peter from Poland not quite able to get side by side as the 2 BMWs begin to fight it out for position for PTMK. Dirk on the outside line, but taking the position over Daniel the Austrian Devil. Look at this. Absolutely incredible scenes here for round 6 of the eDTM. Side by side, nearly 3 wide. Peter Poland nearly just sneaking his nose, nearly making a BMW sandwich there. And Deej running a little bit wide, able to hold on to that position. And the fight is on for P1. Moomin only a 1.8 away from Tyson and Ian, but if he keeps putting this pressure on Tyson for P1, then there may be an opportunity for Moomin in P3 as he runs wide. Ian in slipstream, running wide probably not capitalising for the extra speed there. Now, dirty tyres and losing slipstream, giving Moomin a shout at slipstream. We jump back on board with Peter from Poland, now goes side by side with the Austrian Devil in P5, followed by Daniel. Andre in P7, Ari in P8. Incredible racing here, all still in a train as we make our way up to the right hand section, leading us to the bridge. Unbelievable racing. A little bit of a breather there, and Ian in danger. Slipstream range coming under attack, and also a half a second penalty to concede, which means Moomin is going to be able to capitalise on a run here. And there we go, Moomin now taking P2 from Ian. And look, BMWs going side by side yet again. The BMWs with more horsepower, but the handling of the Porsche able to outrun it through the tighter sections here at St. Crew. But we've got definitely a mix of power sections and handling sections, so we're going to have a good class of cars here put into the test. And the Austrian Devil going side by side with the BMW. He's got that position, but does he get the cutback? The Porsche with a better handling as well, deciding to take his momentum through that corner and taking a position from the GT5 riders. BMW M6 taking the outside line, the Porsche on the inside line. And we're coming up to a small handling section here before we lead onto a couple of long straight sections. So hopefully Lucky will be able to just nip ahead of the BMW and us get in the slipstream of the M6 there. Moomin half-tenth of a second separating himself to P3, and Ian maybe kicking himself after that one, with Tyson in reach of a P1 slot there, but nevertheless both drivers running wide, just clipping the barrier there. It's like I mentioned before, as we track with beautiful views here at St. Crew, that you haven't really got much runoff in some of these sections here, so you do need to be careful. Going for that, he's got the run, he's got the space, but didn't want to quite go for it there. Hunting the very quick Diakobub down in TMK. And the Porsche just losing out to the BMW's power, but you can just see him bring the BMW back now as they go through the handling section. But now as they come up to the final turn, Porsche wants to capitalise on as much of an exit speed as possible there, but no, he's deciding to go into the pits. So that's a pit. That's a box for Peter from Poland, currently in P7. It looks like we've got quite a few people that have decided to take the pits. Daniel, Ian and Lucky Ari now in P8. Maxi in P5 in the Porsche 911 number 92. What a beautiful looking Porsche as well. Let's just jump on board with the legendary Torsten God of Thunder in his Porsche 911, built in 2017. left side and the right side. Beautiful sight crew. Four seconds separating Torsten to Michael in P4, Hornet in P3, Diako in P2, but of course still yet to pit. 17 minutes of racing left to go, and of course Tyson still in P1 as well, left to pit. 13 seconds separating himself to the P2 of Diako in the number 6 BMW M6. And into the pits goes Tyson. The Mercedes boys getting ready to do their work. Tyres off, tyres on, fuel in. Just 1 litre of fuel remaining. Diako also in the pits there. Tyres off, tyres on, also refueling. And Tyson completing his pit stop now, leaving the pits and still in P1 as we see the battle for P2 continue between Ian and Moomin. Hello to Foxy in chat. Hope you're doing well, matey. And Jack Balding, what a pleasure it is to see you here. As we now come towards the 50% mark, we've got half of the way to go here at St. Crew for the round 6 of the eDTM. Moving just out of slipstream range to Ian there. We're going to jump on board with P6. Daniel, as he chases Diako down. Beautiful livery. The Austrian Devil in pursuit of the Prince of Darkness in the number 6 BMW M6. We've got the battle of the BMWs here, and of course led by Peter from Poland in the Porsche 911. Oh, that's gutting, Jack. Sorry to hear that, mate. That's wounding, but it does happen. It does happen. And Dirk, well and truly within slipstream range here, side by side with the Porsche as they come up to the right-hand section here. Can Peter from Poland get a better exit? It just looks like he was capitalising on make sure we're just keeping that car stable. Is he going to get the inside run on the BMW? We've got the fight between Porsche and a BMW as we come up to a handling section. More in the Porsche's favour as we go through the penultimate corner and up to the final corner as the fight for P2, as the fight for P4 continues. Diako leading, and we jump on board and moving just out of slipstream range of P2. And Deej and Torsten battling it out in the battle of the Porsches here. Unfortunately running somewhat wide there. Ian still in P2, P4 still occupied by Dirk, and P7 just, well, nearly 6 seconds separating the Hornet from Daniel in P6. Peter from Poland in P5, still in pursuit of Dirk. Slipstream range, so Dirk is under attack in the number 6 BMW. You can just see Daniel in the back of the camera shot there. Just over 12 minutes of racing left to go. Find the driver's hand on the brakes coming up to the right hand section here as they make their way up towards the penultimate sector at St. Crew from round 6. Can Peter from Poland gets side by side with Dirk in the BMW M6 as they make their way through the penultimate corner here at St. Crew. Looks like Dirk has got that BMW pretty stable. Slipstream range, it looks like he might be going side by side with Dirk. Not quite able to get it there. He's backed out of that one. Peter from Poland might have got a good exit here as we are on the onboards, and we just jump back. He's gonna go side by side with Dirk into the left hand corner. Dirk late braking, taking the outside, and he's in the barrier. He's lost position. Peter from Poland taking P4 away from Dirk, now putting Dirk in P5 as we jump on board with the legendary just clipping that exit there. And losing out on that position. Wounding there for Dirk. Diakobub in the number 6 BMW M6, but look how close he is around the bumper of Peter from Poland. Is well and truly putting pressure on P4. He wants P4 back as they come into the final right hand corner. We've got just under 10 minutes of racing left to go side by side. Dirk on the outside line taking the position back away from Peter from Poland, but now Peter with slipstream range, and all this fighting is giving Daniel in P6, the Austrian Devil, a run for his money, and Moomin taking P2. Moomin in P2 with only 10 minutes of racing left to go, and the fight for P7 and P10 Power Maxi in pursuit of Lucky in the identical Porsche 911s as they make their way up to T1. Follow me, losing out on time there to Dirk. Lucky in slipstream range of Torsten in the identical Porsche 911s as they make their way off the bridge into the left-hander. And the fight for P2. Ian losing even more time now, over a second separating P2 to P3. And out of slipstream range, the four-wheel drive V10 Lamborghini Huracan Group 3, driven by the British Moomin. seconds, then makes his way through the penultimate corner and up to the final right-hander of St. Crew, as we have just over 7 minutes of racing left to go, nearly 9 seconds separating P1 to P2. Tyson running away from the field. So Daniel looks like he might be in with a shot. Fastest time of 2 minutes 10.3. Currently in P6 is the Austrian Devil, fitting indeed for the M6 number 12 driver. 15 seconds separating himself to Tyson in P1, the American driver, but just under a second separating himself between Peter from Poland. We'll see whether the power plant of the M6 can capitalise on some time here, and it looks like he's well and truly within slipstream range of the Porsche now as they make their way onto the bridge. And it looks like he might be making that move side by side as they come up to the left-hander here at St. Crew. Still side by side, the Austrian Devil taking position away from Peter from Poland. Just goes to show you the handling difference between the BMW and the Porsche there. That's what I love about all these different car classes and the way they handle and drive, and the power bands. It really does go to show the differences, and obviously getting the most out of these cars. Moving still in P1 now, 2 seconds separating himself, and Dirk in P4. Coming into slipstream range of a podium position of Ian, still losing out on time to the power plant that is the BMW M6 as they now come into the first right hand corner of St. Crew. We have just over 5 minutes of racing left to go. Can Dirk Diakobub take a podium position here today? Maxi Torsten in P9, Michael in P8 and Ari in P10. Deej into the pits. But we must jump on board with the legend, the Prince of Darkness, livery connoisseur. Oof. As he narrowly misses the bridge there. And Ian's giving that position away. Podium position has just been handed to Dirk there. Now in podium P3. 2 seconds of a gap and closing now a 1.9 into the 1.8, separating P2 to P3 as it's the Lamborghini Huracan Group 3. 5.2 litre V10 versus the BMW M6. .7, 1.6. 3 minutes 48 seconds of racing left to go. Can that 1.7 seconds be capitalised on, and can P2 be taken by Dirk? Maxi in P9 and Ari in P10 within the slipstream range of Torsten, taking the inside line, taking the defensive line against Ari. And through the right hand corner, but Ari on the outside line and able to take that position. Daniel into the pits. 1.6 seconds separating P3 to P2 now. Tyson, cool as a cucumber, making 0 mistakes, nearly 10 seconds separating himself to P2 of Moomin. Under 2 minutes of racing left to go. Can Diaco take a P2? He's lost some time there, so we're now 3 seconds between himself and a P2 there. So I think he's pushing for P2, but that mistake has perhaps cost him there. So we may have seen a podium position of Tyson, Moomin and Diaco. Ian not feeling like he wants to take that podium today. But can Hornet sting Peter from Poland in P5 as we see the battle of the M6 versus the very good handling Porsche 911 with 60 seconds of racing left to go as we come up to the start finish here at St. Crew. And Peter from Poland now in P6. So, Tyson, now 12 seconds, leaving them behind like it's no problem at all with 1 second of racing left to go. That brings the session to a close. All drivers, of course, must finish their lap. As we are on board with Tyson coming up to the penultimate section here at St. Crew and going to be winning the championship, I believe, with this race here in the number 67 Mercedes AMG Group 3. And through the penultimate left and up to the finale. That's a gold podium P1 for Tyson in the 67 AMG. Congratulations to Tyson. And P2 goes to Moomin. P3 goes to Dirk with a celebratory handbrake turn. It's just what we like to see. 4th place goes to Ian. And the Hornet just able to pip P5 from the P6 of Peter. Very good race from both of you. Awesome to see that. And Michael in P7. And the Austrian Devil Daniel just able to take position away from Ari in P9 in the Porsche. Torsten in P10. So he crosses that line. Nips in P12 and Deej making his way through the final right hand corner in the Porsche 911. What a pleasure it is to see him here today with us today, joining us on track and crossing that finish line. getting those hours under his belt. That brings it to a close. Congratulations to Tyson, driving from America in the GT3 AMG Mercedes. Fantastic racing, everyone. Very entertaining, says Don. Most certainly agree with that one, my friend. Alrighty, let's take a recap then of the events that have just unfolded before we bring this stream to a close. Doesn't matter, Daniel. Doesn't matter, mate. It's all about enjoying it. It's just great to see you here. And the more you're on track and the more you're behind that wheel, the better you get. That's it. That's all it is to it. Happy to see you here, mate. That's all there is to it. Pleasure to have you here. What a race indeed, Diako. Evidently the start. Look at that for a drift. Hey, your driving's pretty good, Deej. Don't know what you're talking about. Now, I'm curious to know what happened between Ian and Tyson. P1 and P2, obviously Ian in P1, and he was keeping up with Tyson for quite a while in P2. I don't know whether he made a mistake, Ian, or whatnot, but Tyson was going to take the inside line. He decided to take the outside line, get the better run out. You're early on the brakes. He's giving you space to take that line, just in case you were there. When did you do it, Deej? What lap? Yeah, I'd be stoked with that, Dirk. I'd be stoked with that. Oh, isn't it good when people fight, look? All that free time. Deej going side by side with Dirk. I think this is lap 3, is it? this lap. It's almost like what we were doing earlier, Dirk. It's like this moment earlier reminded me of when we had boost on. It was awesome to see all your drivers so close. Make your way up to first position, look. Richie Johnson, how are you, fella? Carnage. Yes, mate. Someone's got to mow the lawn. Someone has got to mow the lawn. Torsten! Howdy doodle, bro. Hope you enjoyed your race, matey. Loving your Porsche, there it is, look. There you are, looking all Torsten glory. Glad to hear it, matey. Look at your beautiful car. Dirk on the inside line. Oh, Deej! Beautiful photo though. When are you ever going to see that again, eh? Look at that. Beautiful. It's a shame you got punted. Obviously I know it wasn't intentional or anything. IRL Supreme is in the house. Can everyone give a big shout out to IRL Supreme, please? If everyone could just at IRL Supreme, a new can everyone please welcome Turd Ferguson to the chat? Can everyone please at Turd Ferguson and welcome him to the TMK Racing 444 family? Everyone just jump in chat and welcome Turd Ferguson. Hornet! Hey, welcome to chat, matey. What a pleasure it is to be able to say hello. Enjoy your drinks, Jackson. Make sure you send a picture of your Guinness. to Mikey. I agree, Richie, but nevertheless that was still hilarious. Very respectful driving from Peter from Poland. Don't know that I expect anything else from him though. Hey, hope you're doing well, Darren Turner. Just watching replay of the events that just unfolded. And hello to Mrs. Darren as well. Pleasure to meet you. Alrighty. Well, looks like that was most of the action that has unfolded. Races myself on race C before we get to bed. Okie dokie. Well, I'm going to end the stream there. I just want to have a little look back at a couple of things that happened there. I think I might go into race C myself, so I'll go streaming straight away. See how race C treats me as well. We've got tomorrow, haven't we? We've got the F1 tomorrow as well. So the F1's going to be an interesting one with Lewis and Max with equal points. But yes, thank you to everyone that's tuning in. Thank you to everyone who's popped in to say hello. And for those that want to stick around, we'll be back shortly. See you in a few moments. Big shout out to the eDTM boys and thank you to Daiko, and I look forward to the next one. Ciao ciao.